The story we thought we knew about the Filipino people has been upended, sending ripples through families, communities, and the very heart of the nation. For generations, we believed in a single migration, a simple tale of settlement that shaped our collective memory and identity. But new science, powered by cutting-edge genetic research, reveals a far more complex, thrilling truth that challenges everything we thought we knew. Imagine the headline: Philippine DNA study reveals deepest known link to extinct human species. It's a discovery that echoes across the world. This wasn't just another academic paper, it shattered our old understanding, leaving experts and ordinary people alike in awe. The new story begins not in a library, but deep in the jungles of the Philippines, where scientists analyze DNA from living islanders, searching for clues hidden in their genes. What they find is so profound, it forces us to question everything. The data points to many ancestral groups, not just one, each with their own unique journey. The old out-of-Taiwan model, Austronesians sailing south, spreading language and genes, was only part of the story, a single thread in a much larger fabric. New genetic evidence illuminates a much deeper past, showing that long before the Austronesians, the islands were already home to people whose legacy endures in Filipino DNA, connecting us to ancient, now extinct human relatives. This isn't just science, it's a shift in identity, a reimagining of who we are and where we come from. The Filipino story is one of blending, resilience, and survival, shaped by countless generations, adapting to change and challenge. The simple narrative is gone, replaced by a rich interwoven tapestry crafted over tens of thousands of years, each thread telling a story of migration, adaptation, and hope. We are only beginning to unravel this grand mystery, connecting Filipinos to the deepest roots of humanity, and reminding us that our story is still being written. To trace this ancient story, we journey deep into the limestone caves of the Philippines, silent witnesses to humanity's dawn, their walls holding secrets that have waited millennia to be uncovered. These caves are more than just stone, they are time capsules, preserving the earliest chapters of our shared past. In Taban Cave, archaeologists unearthed Taban Man, a discovery that proved Homo sapiens reached these islands tens of thousands of years ago. The tools and bones found here tell of ancient lives, of people who adapted and thrived in a lush, challenging environment. But the caves held more secrets, hidden in the darkness, waiting for the right moment to be revealed. In 2007, a single small foot bone in Calao Cave led to the astonishing discovery of Homo luzonensis, a previously unknown human species that once walked these islands. This tiny, enigmatic relative lived on Luzon up to 67,000 years ago, showing that we shared these islands with other kinds of humans, each with their own story, their own way of life. How did they get there? Did they build rafts and brave the open sea, or were they swept across by storms and fate? The mystery of their arrival lingers, inviting us to imagine their courage and ingenuity. Their presence proves migration here was not a single event, but a series of complex journeys, each wave of arrivals adding new threads to the human tapestry of the Philippines. These were pioneers, not primitives, masters of their island world, skilled in survival, innovation, and adaptation to ever-changing landscapes. The discoveries in Taban and Calao set the stage for the genetic revelations to come, proving the Philippines was a dynamic arena of human evolution, where different human species once crossed paths. Taban Man showed our species' deep antiquity. Homo luzonensis revealed we had company, and that our story is richer and more mysterious than we ever imagined. These ancient bones are echoes in stone, clues that the Filipino story is woven from many vanished human threads, each one a ghostly whisper from the distant past, reminding us of the many lives that shaped these islands. The story now shifts from the darkness of ancient caves to the bright, sterile light of modern laboratories, where scientists carefully examine the DNA of Filipinos, searching for clues to our distant past. In their search, they find something unexpected: a shadow, a genetic ghost lingering in the blood, the unmistakable trace of the Denisovans. Denisovans, once known only from a handful of fossil bones found in the cold caves of Siberia, left their strongest and most enduring genetic legacy not in Siberia, but thousands of miles away, in the islands of the Philippines. Among the many indigenous groups, the Aita Magbukan people stand out. They carry the world's highest levels of Denisovan DNA, up to 5%, a living testament to ancient encounters. This remarkable genetic inheritance suggests a deep, intimate history. When modern humans first arrived on these islands, they found them already inhabited by Denisovans, who had made these lands their home. The two groups met, mixed, and had children, again and again, over generations, blending their destinies and their genes. The Philippines, with its remote islands and dense forests, may have been one of the last strongholds for this mysterious and now vanished human species. This ancient inheritance sets Filipinos apart, a living, breathing link to a lost branch of humanity, carried in the blood of millions today. We may never know exactly what the Denisovans looked like, but their genetic essence survives, woven into the lives and faces of countless Filipinos. It's a whisper from a forgotten world, a time when multiple human species walked the earth together, shaping each other's destinies. Denisovan DNA isn't just a scientific curiosity, it's a fundamental, living part of Filipino identity, woven into culture, tradition, and family. The shadow in the blood is not just a remnant, it's a vibrant color in the ever-evolving Filipino mosaic, a source of strength and uniqueness. The story of the Filipino people is far more ancient, intricate, and complex than we ever imagined, stretching back to a time when the world was shared by many kinds of humans. Imagine the first peoples, hunter-gatherers navigating a wild, abundant, and dangerous archipelago. Their survival depended on deep knowledge of plants, animals, and the land. They moved with the seasons, living in small groups, using caves and simple shelters. Every day was a lesson in survival: monsoons, earthquakes, volcanoes. These were not simple people, but skilled survivalists with practical intelligence. Archaeology gives us glimpses of stone tools, simple but effective, scattered across the islands. These artifacts are proof of human resilience and ingenuity. Denisovans and early Homo sapiens shared this world, sometimes as competitors, sometimes as partners. DNA shows they mixed, sharing genes and knowledge. In this challenging environment, cooperation may have been key to survival. The lives of these first peoples are a testament to adaptation and innovation. Their legacy endures in the DNA and culture of the Philippines. The story of the islands began with their courage and creativity. The Philippines' geography, over 7,000 islands, shaped its story. During ice ages, islands were connected. As seas rose, they became isolated, creating pockets of diversity. Groups separated by water developed unique adaptations, languages, and cultures. This is why the Philippines is so linguistically and culturally diverse. Each island became its own world, but the sea was also a highway. Filipinos have always been maritime people, using the ocean for food, travel, and trade. Early humans must have had seafaring technology to reach even the most remote islands. This duality, separation and connection, created a dynamic system of diversity and blending. Some groups remained distinct, others mixed, creating new combinations of genes and cultures. The interplay of land and sea shaped the Filipino genetic landscape. Diversity and connection are at the heart of the Filipino story. 4,000 years ago, a new force arrived: the Austronesians, expert seafarers and farmers from Taiwan. They brought outrigger canoes, domesticated animals, and, most importantly, rice. Agriculture allowed them to settle, build villages, and support larger populations. Their arrival transformed the landscape and society, marking a new era. This wasn't conquest, but a slow process of interaction and assimilation. Austronesians mixed with indigenous hunter-gatherers, blending genes and cultures. This mixing is visible in modern Filipino DNA. Their greatest legacy is language. Nearly all Philippine languages are Austronesian. They brought new ways of living and thinking, adding a transformative layer to Filipino identity. The Austronesian wave didn't erase the past, it enriched it. The Austronesian expansion was pivotal, but the story of blending continued. The Philippines became a crossroads for trade, migration, and new ideas. Chinese traders settled, married locals, and left a lasting mark on culture and DNA. Arab and Malay traders brought Islam to the south, creating powerful sultanates and new identities. Each wave, Chinese, Arab, Malay, Spanish, and later American, added new threads to the Filipino tapestry. Spanish colonization brought Christianity, new systems, and more mixing. Every encounter, trade, religion, colonization, left its mark on the people. The Filipino genome became even more intricate and cosmopolitan. The island's history is a story of constant meeting and blending. Not all groups blended. In the highlands and remote forests, indigenous communities resisted assimilation. They preserved ancient traditions, languages, and genetic lineages. The Cordillera peoples famously resisted Spanish rule, maintaining unique cultures and social structures. Negrito groups like the Aita and Agta are direct descendants of the first modern humans in the Philippines. Their genetic isolation explains their high Denisovan DNA. By resisting absorption, they preserved a priceless legacy, a living link to the prehistoric world. Their survival is a story of resilience and resistance. These communities are living windows into the archipelago's deep past. What does it mean to be Filipino? It's a story written in DNA, a tapestry of migrations, encounters, and reinvention. The Filipino genome contains echoes of ancient hunter-gatherers, Denisovans, Austronesians, and many others. Each group added new patterns and colors to the design. Blending, admixture, is the defining trait of the Filipino people. This complexity is reflected in food, music, and faces, a beautiful spectrum of diversity. Filipino identity is a halo culture. Many ingredients, one unique whole. The archipelago's role as a crossroads created a culture of meeting and exchange. The story of Filipino DNA is a reminder of our shared humanity. Every Filipino is a living library, carrying stories of survival, journeys, and connection. To be Filipino is to embody the strength and beauty of our interwoven roots, stretching back to the dawn of our species.